Hi beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most powerful truths about being human. Our emotions are not random. They are our guidance system. Just like a GPS helps us find our way in the physical world, emotions help us navigate the energetic, spiritual, and vibrational universe that we live in. This idea is at the heart of the teachings from Abraham Hicks, who consistently reminds us that our emotions are indicators, not of what's happening around us, but of the vibrational relationship between who we're being right now and who we really are at our core, our inner being. And science? It's starting to catch up. From neuroscience to quantum biology to psychoneuroimmunology, yes, that's a real field. There's increasing evidence that our emotions are designed to give us feedback. Not just biologically, but also energetically. We'll explore that in depth as we go. So in this episode, I'm sharing 5 powerful ways to notice your emotions acting as guidance, so you can start tuning in more deeply to your alignment, your joy, and your highest self. I'll also share real-world stories, Abraham Hicks insights, and scientific proof to support what your soul already knows. Your emotions are here to lead you. Let's get into it. 1. Your emotions show up before logic has time to speak. Have you ever had that gut feeling that something just isn't right? Before your mind could justify, reason, or analyze anything, you simply felt it? That's your emotional guidance system speaking before your logical brain even kicks in. Abraham Hicks teaches that emotions are instantaneous vibrational feedback. They happen at the speed of vibration, much faster than thought. When you're heading in a direction that isn't in alignment with your desires or your true self, your emotions will let you know immediately. Scientific perspective. According to neuroscientist Dr. Antonio Damasio, emotions are not just soft responses, they're critical biological signals that arise before conscious reasoning. In his research, he discovered that people with damage to the emotional centers of the brain, specifically the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, could still think logically, but were unable to make good decisions. Why? Because they couldn't feel anymore. This shows us that emotions come before thought, not after. They're designed to guide, not to follow. Real-world example. Take Jess, a woman who accepted a high-paying job offer in corporate finance. On paper, it was perfect, great salary, benefits, and prestige. But from the moment she signed the contract, she felt dread in the pit of her stomach. Every time she drove to work, she felt heavier. She brushed it off, telling herself, "This is what success looks like. It's normal to feel stressed." But her emotions knew better. Her inner being wasn't aligned with the version of her that took that job for security, not for joy. Eventually, after a series of panic attacks, she tuned in to what she truly wanted: creativity, freedom, and a slower pace. She left that job and started her own business in a totally different field, and the anxiety lifted almost overnight. Emotional takeaway. When you feel resistance, tightness, or anxiety before you even begin something, it's your emotional GPS warning you that your path may not match who you really are. And science supports it. The brain and body register emotion first, well before rational thought enters the picture. 2. Emotions reveal your relationship to the subject you're focusing on. Another profound teaching from Abraham Hicks is that your emotions don't reflect the subject itself. They reflect your perspective of the subject. You could be thinking about money, relationships, your body, your future, and the emotion you feel tells you whether your current thoughts are in harmony or discord with your inner being's view on that topic. Scientific perspective. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, one of the most widely researched forms of psychotherapy, is built around this very concept. Thoughts create emotions. If you change your thoughts, your emotions shift, because emotion is not about the external event, but your interpretation of it. Studies in CBT show that simply reframing a belief, say, "I'm not good enough," into, "I'm learning and improving," can lead to measurable improvements in mood and even immune function. Your emotional response is a mirror, not a reaction to what is, but to what you believe about what is. Real-world example. Imagine 2 people standing in line at the airport. Both have a delayed flight. The first person, Sarah, is frustrated, pacing, sighing loudly. Her thoughts are filled with fear. "I'm going to miss my connection. This always happens to me. Why can't things go smoothly for once?" The second person, Marcus, sits down with a coffee and opens his favorite podcast. his thought? This gives me a moment to slow down. Everything's always working out for me, same situation. Two different emotional responses. Why? Because their perspectives, and therefore their vibrations, are completely different. Emotional takeaway. If you're noticing anger, fear, or sadness around a topic, your inner being isn't upset. It's actually holding a different, higher view, and your negative emotion is the gap between your current thought and your higher self's truth. 3. Emotions intensify the more you ignore them. One of the things we tend to do in this busy world is numb, suppress, or rationalize our emotions. We say, "I'm fine," even when we're not. We distract ourselves with food, work, social media, or people-pleasing. But here's what Abraham Hicks reminds us. The more you ignore misalignment, the louder your emotions will get. Science backs this up. Suppressed emotions don't disappear, they get stored in the body. According to Dr. Bessel van der Kolk, author of The Body Keeps the Score, unresolved emotions contribute to physical illness, inflammation, and trauma patterns. Emotional avoidance activates the same neural pathways as physical pain, and over time, suppressed feelings can affect memory, cognition, and overall well-being. Real-world example. John had always wanted to be a musician, but he took a safe career in IT. For years, he ignored the longing he felt when he saw live music or heard a beautiful song. He'd get a lump in his throat but push it down. Over time, that quiet emotional nudge turned into full-blown depression. It wasn't until he started taking guitar lessons at age 45 that he felt alive again. He realized that the sadness he'd felt all those years wasn't random, it was guidance. A signal from his soul, saying, "You're not being who you came here to be." Emotional takeaway. If something keeps making you cry, feel heavy, or ache in your heart, it's your guidance system trying to get your attention. Suppression only delays the healing. Noticing and honoring your emotion is the beginning of realignment. 4. Your emotions shift instantly when you choose a better feeling thought. Here's one of the most empowering truths from Abraham Hicks. You can't leap to joy from despair in one thought, but you can always reach for a better feeling thought. Your emotional guidance system responds immediately when you make even the slightest shift toward alignment. And that's how you know it's working. You feel relief, even if just a little. Scientific insight. Neuroscientists studying neuroplasticity have found that thought patterns can literally rewire the brain. When you think a better feeling thought, your brain forms new synaptic connections. Even brief shifts in thought can release dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, feel-good chemicals that reinforce more positive emotion. In fact, gratitude journaling alone has been shown in fMRI studies to light up the brain's reward system, showing that even small emotional shifts have physical impact. Real-world example. Let's say you're dealing with financial pressure. Your dominant thoughts are, "There's never enough. I'm failing. I can't get ahead." You feel anxious and stuck. Now you reach for a slightly better feeling thought. "Things have worked out for me before. I don't have to fix everything today. Maybe there's an opportunity I haven't seen yet." Suddenly, you feel a bit lighter. You exhale. That relief is your guidance system saying, "Yes." You're turning back toward your vortex. Emotional takeaway. Anytime you feel relief, you've moved closer to alignment. Even a micro shift in thought can bring biochemical and energetic change. 5. Emotions are the precursor to manifestation. Finally, let's talk about how emotions connect directly to what you're creating. Abraham Hicks teaches that manifestation doesn't begin with action, it begins with vibration, and vibration begins with emotion. If you want to know what's coming next in your life, tune into how you feel now. You don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you are. Quantum science is catching up. The field of quantum physics shows that we exist in a universe where observation and intention affect outcome. And research in heart-brain coherence, led by the HeartMath Institute, reveals that elevated emotions like love, gratitude, and joy can synchronize your heart rate variability, reduce stress hormones, and enhance intuition. When you're emotionally aligned, your electromagnetic field becomes more coherent, and according to HeartMath, that coherence affects not just your body, but your environment. Real-world example. Amy spent years trying to find a loving partner. She went on dates, joined apps, and worked on her self-image, but always from a place of, "I'm still alone. I need someone." She decided to experiment with Abraham's teachings and focused solely on the emotion of love, not the outcome of getting a partner. She practiced feeling loved every day. She wrote love notes to herself, appreciated her friends deeply, and sat in meditation imagining what unconditional love felt like. Within a few months, someone new entered her life effortlessly. The relationship blossomed from the same vibration she had been practicing. She didn't try to manifest love, she became love. Her emotions were the seed of that manifestation. Emotional takeaway. Your emotions are setting the tone for your future. When you feel better, your energetic field shifts, and the universe matches that signal. It's not woo. It's vibration. And science is finally beginning to measure it. Final thoughts, so beautiful souls. Here's what we've explored today. Emotions come before logic, and neuroscience confirms it. They reflect your thoughts, not the situation, as CBT shows us. They intensify when suppressed, just ask your nervous system. They shift with small changes in thought, thanks to neuroplasticity. They predict what's coming next, as seen in quantum research and heart coherence. Abraham Hicks always reminds us, there is great love for you here, and science reminds us that your brain, heart, and body are all wired to receive that love, through emotion. So I invite you to start asking yourself, what am I feeling right now? What is this emotion trying to guide me toward? Let your emotions lead the way. They are divine. They are intelligent. And they've never been wrong. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who may need emotional clarity today. And as always, stay aligned, stay glowing, and stay beautiful. Until next time, much love.